How to transfer a patient into the Permobil Corpus F3 powered tilt wheelchair. First thing is to unplug the charger from that slot and then release the parking brake. Push down on that side and on the other side. The parking brake is now off and the chair is in freewheel mode, and you can push the chair into position next to the patient's bedside. Then apply the parking brakes back on. Open the seatbelt and check the cushion. Check that the cushion is inflated properly. Put the chair into tilt by turning the power on with the green button. Turning attendant drive on and pressing tilt. If it goes in the wrong direction, press again. Turn the chair off. Flip the armrest back, being careful to avoid the cheek switch. Release the head controls and snap it back by pulling out on the round knob while keeping a firm hand on the post so that the head array does not fall back. Gently lower the head array and be very careful not to bump or touch the head array when it is in the down position. Apply the sling under the patient in the bed and use the mechanical lift to transfer him in. To transfer him into the power chair, 2 people are needed. The person at the back, being careful not to bump the head array, pulls back on the handles of the sling to try to get the patient right to the back of the chair. The person at the front of the chair, with the foot plates down, guides the patient to be centered on the chair and at the same time pushes on the knees to try to get the patient right to the back of the chair. Remove the sling. Apply the seatbelt. It needs to be slipped under the adductor pads and connected over the top of the thighs. The seatbelt should not be high up on the hips. Snap the head array back into place. Lift and it will lock in place, and place the arms on the armrests. You may need to swing away the cheek switch as you are before you bring the head array into place. To release the cheek switch, pull out in the direction of the arrow, and this unlocks. Once the patient is positioned in the chair, double check that he is positioned properly. This is the key thing to determine whether he will be able to drive. Some of the things to check for are whether the ASIS are aligned. So you check the hips at the front to make sure there's no obliquity. You check the knees to see if they are even, and if they are not, the patient is rotated in the chair and may need to be repositioned. And lastly, you check the back. Slip your hand in, check the back to make sure the patient is right at the back of the chair and making contact with the backrest. And a final check of the cushion is advised by slipping your hand under the ITs to check the height of the air in the rojo cushion. Avoid the temptation to use tools to change the position of the head array. The head array has been positioned after many hours of trial in the exact right position. If the patient feels the head array is out of position, it's very likely his position in the chair where he sits is the problem.